So for some time, I've been using AutoHotkey, a scripting language, which is very easy to use and understand and quite powerful. And there's a few tools that I've been using as well along the way, not just the AutoHotkey language. A couple of tools I use is the AutoHotkey Studio Master, which was created by another user within the AutoHotkey community. And then the AutoHotkey, also GUI, is another utility I use. And then thirdly, another one I use, which is a file wrapper, which I've already created a post about as well. Now, there's also a few tools that I use within AutoHotkey to pretty well help me create different scripts and apps as well. And to bring it all together, what I've created, and I've just recently updated it just to add in some extra things, is a little utility which is just sitting in this folder called AHK Creation Tools. And you can download this folder, which will have all of this information in there. It will have the studio, the Auto GUI application, and also this other tool, which I'll show you in a second. You will need to, of course, install AutoHotkey onto your machine before running some of these tools. So essentially, the AutoHotkey Creation Tools is just a little utility, kind of like a little utility dashboard, if you like, that I use or a control panel to get to the tools that I like to use. Now I have this on my taskbar down the bottom here. You can just double click on it or just click on the icon in the taskbar, and this is what will come up. It's the AutoHotkey Creation Tools utility. And there's a few sections. The first is the dev app section. So this is the development area where you've got the studio, and you've also got the Auto GUI. Now studio, if I click on it, and I'll bring it up, studio is essentially a compiler, so an area where you can write all your code, and it does all nice syntax highlighting, and it's quite powerful. It even has a rich dictionary in there, so as soon as you start typing things, it will start giving you information about what you should be typing in there to pre-fill it. So it makes using AutoHotkey, the language, that much easier. Apart from that, it has some other utilities in there, like creating message boxes, and a whole bunch of other things. So feel free to explore this. It is really cool. And then on the right hand side, you've got all your projects that you're working on at the moment. So the other tool I use is the Auto GUI. Now I don't write any of the code or anything in there. Essentially, I just use this utility to create. I'll make it smaller, just to create my GUI windows. I find that this is not a great script editor or creator. It's great for doing a shell and creating a shell of your app if it requires a GUI. So this button here will show you I'll just create a brand new file. There we go. This will show you like a blank window, and then you can just easily drag and drop different things in there as you need. You can build menus, a whole bunch of things, bring in text, bring in drop downs, and create a whole bunch of things. And as you can see in the background, you're getting all that code created for you. Now you don't want to go and modify any of this in here because it just doesn't seem to rebuild within this window. So generally I copy this once I'm happy with it, and I take it into Studio. Some other tools I use, so the DevApps area is just really my primary area to work in. And then below that, you've got the project files folder. This is where I will store things. So when I'm working on something, I'll put it into development area. Once it's ready for production, I'll chuck it into production folder. Now these are empty because I don't store my stuff in here. I store it in a different area than this area, but you can use that. You can also find a few examples in here which might help some of you. Now lastly, there are a few tools. So we have here the file include wrapper. So this is a little tool which was created by another AutoHotkey person, forum user or advocate for AutoHotkey. Essentially, it just allows you to select any file, and then what it would do is if we select one of these here and just go open, you can then create a function name around it. So you might as well call it icon or something like that. And then what it does is it outputs a file in the directory. So we go yes to that, and then go no. Go to our project folder, step back a level, go to tools. There's a file in here, and you can actually see it if we bring it into Studio. Essentially, it's just a wrapper. So that icon that we selected is now wrapped into all of this code here. So if you want to use it, all you need to do is grab this function, drag that in and chuck it into your code, and then use the extract, the reference to the function name, and then put in there the file name in the brackets. It's pretty simple. So I use that one quite a lot. Another great utility which is built into AutoHotkey is the AHK to Exe Converter or Exe Converter. I just like having a little shortcut to it, makes life a lot easier. Icon Archive is a website where you can find a whole bunch of free and also paid for or licensed icons, so that can be quite useful. And then lastly, you've got Window Spy, which if you're using AutoHotkey, you'll understand how important Window Spy is for finding different IDs and different things about what you're looking at on your screen if you wanted to reuse that in AutoHotkey. So there you go, that's a little utility I created for AutoHotkey, make my life a lot easier. Hope this helps someone else out there. Yeah, it comes with no warranties, of course. It's all created with AutoHotkey, so feel free to modify it. The actual creation file is in the dev folder under here, and you're more than welcome to go ahead and grab that and play around with it. Cheers.